Did you know that 73% of marketers are using generative AI? You're probably saying, of course we did, Donna. Because as soon as ChatGPT was introduced to all of us in November, within 5 days, it had 1 million users. I know as soon as I heard of it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. This is going to answer a lot of issues I was having. It was going to help us get more content out there. It was going to help us have a nice, strategic, streamlined process. I was like, yes, this is it. And then I started to look deeper. And then I realized, wait a minute. I heard my father on my shoulder saying, Donna, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And I agree with that halfway, because I still think AI is going to be a great tool for marketers. But I do think we have to be careful when we're analyzing what tools we want to use. Now, if you're like me, every day I get a deluge of different AI tools and products telling me I have to use this. It's going to save me time. This is going to help us grow our business. And I get so many tools, it has become overwhelming at trying to figure out what tools to use and which ones not. Two things I have come up with that have helped me kind of decide, are you getting my time to look into it or not? The first thing is I have to make sure that the tools will definitely help us with World Innovators' mission, with World Innovators achieving our short and long-term goals. Some of those tools, they make it sound like it's so great. It's like, yes, I want it. And then as you look at it, you're like, how is this going to serve me? Is this really going to fuel us to achieve those goals? I can't tell you how many AI tools and their pitches pulled me in. And then I'm like, I don't know, why are you looking at this? You're never going to need this. You don't have to use it just because it's out there. So that's the first thing, is to make sure whatever tools you're going to analyze are definitely going to help you stay within the company mission, but achieve your goals. The second thing, and this one, please listen to my words. You've got to make sure that the tools do not overlap too much. Boy, they certainly do. The ones I've looked at, I've had to analyze, okay, how much of this is unique? How much of this tool am I already getting with these other tools? And that also has helped me eliminate some tools, because I'm like, you know what? No, I already have it covered enough with this tool that I have. It's a hard thing because we always like that shiny object. We like those objects that tell us it's going to save us time, which we're all short on, or save us money. As a business owner, I know I'm always looking at that. How can we get the job done faster, more efficiently, and strategically to build those relationships? I thought today would be a great chance to tell you which AI tools I do like, which ones that I'm using now on a regular basis. You know, please keep in mind, I'm still testing them all out. They haven't been out there that long, but I thought I'd give my insights so it would give you a direction to head, which tools maybe you should give some time to. And if anyone who's on would like to share what AI tools they're using, why they like them, or maybe why they don't, please share that with us, because we really all need help in navigating this field of different AI tools and platforms. So before we get started and I start telling you which tools, I should preface that the tools I'm looking for in our business have to be all about B2B marketing. They have to help us build a relationship with prospects. so that we build trust. We are not interested in tools that do the bam, push it out there, just get leads, pull in sales. No, we want to get down into the nitty gritty to our specific niche audience. And that's why it is important for us to look for tools that can help us do that. Let me jump in. The first one, of course, is an open AI platform. And I think some of you have heard of it. ChatGPT. Now, since ChatGPT came out, there are several other open AI platforms. There's Bard, there's Jasper, there's different ones out there. I got started with ChatGPT. I subscribe to it. I like it. It's working for me. So the first one would be ChatGPT. I use this platform a lot when I'm trying to look into specific industries or what titles most be interested in buying, like a gas turbine, or what type of scientists might be looking at a specific drug discovery tool. You know, that's how finite I get in my searching. And with ChatGPT, what I like is you can constantly be prompting it to give you those more detailed pieces of information. The other thing I like when I'm using ChatGPT is I maybe have written something a long time ago or recently, and I just want to finesse it. I just want to polish it up a bit. And so sometimes I'll put it into ChatGPT and say, how can you make this sound more professional? Or how can you, polish this up, and I put it in there. What I will stress, and I stress this about all AI tools, is in order for your companies to stand out, you have to be unique. Unique to your brand, your mission, your goals, but also unique to you, if you're writing it, your voice. So there has been times where they take some of my words and they finesse them. I don't want to say use bigger words because then it sounds like I'm always like writing at that 5th grade level. That's not it. But they use words that anyone who would read that would know it is not me. And so I always use anything that I get from chat or any of the AI tools as a baseline. And then I go and finesse it so it sounds like Donna Peterson or sounds like world innovators. So use ChatGPT, fiddle around with it, but then tweak it so it sounds like you. Another tool that I like a lot is called ChatSpot. Now, ChatSpot was designed by one of the founders of HubSpot. So you can imagine they parlay very nice, they integrate very nice for each other. Since World Innovators has been on HubSpot since 2010, ChatSpot really is a no-brainer for us. It simplifies some of the tasks that we do within HubSpot and makes it easier for us. But ChatSpot is not just for HubSpot users, so check it out. Because what ChatSpot does is it takes in the ChatGPT along with other information from other networks to give you a response. And now you might say, well, Donna, doesn't that overlap? Isn't that what you were talking about? I haven't seen such an overlap that I'm ready to get rid of ChatGPT. That might be down the road just because the information on ChatGPT, as we know, is as of September 2021. So maybe down the road, I'll get rid of it. But for now, I still like to keep the two going. The third one is Descript. Now, if you look at my show notes, I give you all the URLs there. You can look at them. But if you do afterwards have any questions about them or would like me to, demo it for you from my platform before you go and subscribe or anything, please feel free to reach out to me because the more I show people how to use it, the more I learn about it. if that makes sense. So it's a win-win for both of us. You get to see it, I get to learn more, and it helps us both out. But Descript is great. And how I use Descript is I will upload a video or I'll upload a podcast. It goes in and it transcribes it. So the whole left side ends up being the transcription. I can put in the speaker. So if I have multiple speakers, it lets me identify the speaker's voice and have them in there. And what I love about this platform is I can cut and manipulate the video based on the transcript. Because I don't know about the rest of you, but I really had a hard time with the timestamp at the bottom, getting my clips to be right on and right off. It took me like forever. I would always be like a second off here or a minute off there, and it was just a pain. And now with Descript, I have it all right there transcribed. You're probably saying, well, Donna, what does this have to do with AI? Well, Descript has some AI features. One of my, I guess there's two. I like two of them. Two of them I really love. One is I can do an AI audio. So if I'm at a trade show, maybe I'm interviewing someone, or maybe I'm just, talking about the trade show as I walk through. The trade show is all noisy and distracting. I can put the video into Descript. I can go up there to the audio, and then they make it sound like I'm in a broadcasting booth. So now people still can see me like walking through the trade show, but they can hear me clearly. They don't hear all that rattling noise in the background. That is the first AI feature I really love about Descript. The second one is an overdub feature. This is a fascinating feature to me because what you do is you go onto Descript and they had you talk for a period of time, just kind of reading this script, but it was getting an idea of how I pronounce words, how my voice sounds. What do I sound like when I'm happy? What do I sound like when I'm sad? It just brought all that into play. And why is because you can do things like this. Let's say you have a video, but we filmed it in 2023. 2024 is coming right upon us. I don't want to lose that video. So I'll go through and I can change out wherever I might have said top trends for 2023, or this is what happened summer of 2023. I can take that out and I can quickly put in 2024 and overdub it with my voice. This helps us keep that content evergreen. The other thing you can do, and I do this a lot, I either mispronounce someone's name, or a lot of times I might get tongue-tied a little bit, like, and the word doesn't come out right. And so instead of having to do the recording all over again, I'm able to go into Descript. I'm able to use that overdub feature, fixed it so I sound perfect. And it saves me a lot of time. It even saves, if I'm doing an interview with a guest, it saves us a lot of time because we don't have to meet up again to do the interview. I can use the overdub feature. So that is Descript. I would definitely check it out if you like to do any manipulation of videos or your podcast. The other platform I like is vidIQ. I use vidIQ a lot on our YouTube channel. And what that does is it helps me, one, monitor how is our YouTube channel doing? How are the subscribers coming in? Who are they? Helps me analyze it. But they now have that whole AI component to it where you could finesse maybe your title. Maybe it will tell you what topics are hot right now so you could think about what you want to talk about on your YouTube video. It gives you ideas. It can help you with the description. But again, the warning is use it as a baseline. Right now, we've seen enough AI generated content that we're all starting to be like a red flag. It's AI generated, AI generated. So make sure you go in there and change it around so it sounds more like your voice. It sounds more like your company. For instance, there should never, ever be anything coming out from world innovators or myself saying, hey, dude, did you check out this new product? Because anyone who knows me, I'm not going to start anything out with, hey, dude, or, I'm just not. And I don't use any bad words. So, you got to be very careful that what it's generating does sound like you. And vidIQ is helping me make sure that our YouTube videos are found. We all, if you're listening to this, we all have great content. It's just getting it out there so that people see it. And so vidIQ is helping me with that. Check it out. The next one is Contentware. Now, Contentware is a great marketing AI tool. If especially you have events, a webinar, a conference, a lecture, a podcast, anything where you would want to get the message out there repeatedly, but in a nice strategic way. Now, Contentware, and might be a platform where you might want to call me back to see a demo on it, is got an upcoming webinar. You have your landing page all set up. You can go into Contentware. You put your URL right up there onto the platform. You put some keywords, title, and it starts to generate content. It will generate from a description that you give. So it has to be a very precise description in your words. It can go and generate a series of social posts, different excerpts, some short, some long. It will generate an email for you. And then it goes and it schedules it out based on the times and dates you specify. So if you say, okay, I want to send emails only on Tuesdays and Fridays at 3:10, that's what it'll do. You do social posts, you say, okay, I want my Twitter or X posts to go at this time on these days. I want LinkedIn this. You have to stipulate all of that so that it's within guidelines of what your company is doing, what you have seen for your target audience. This platform can save you a lot of time because within seconds, you get this all worked up. You're able to put different images or videos with the social posts. You can change up the email. So maybe you do 2 or 3 emails and you can change up the images or the wording again. And this is a good feature on their part. Before you're able to schedule it, you have to look at it. You have to open up that social post and look at it. You have to open up the email and look at it. And what that does is, one, of course, you want to make sure it's rendering properly, but this is where you have to go in and tweak it so it sounds like your company, your brand. So that the images, yes, sometimes we do use Shutterstock images, but let's also use proprietary company images or images of your employees, your team, your clients. Get that in there because, as I mentioned, the way your brand will stand out the most. Yes, all these AI tools are great, but the way your brand will stay out the most is if you are unique, meaning your messaging, your voice, everything is unique to you. And that is how you will stand out. But Contentware, like I said, can save a lot of time, and it is integrated with a lot of social media platforms. It's integrated with HubSpot. It's integrated with Omeda. And so this is a great way to get that material created. But for a webinar or an event of some sort, it is a great way to have that nice consistency set up. I know in-house for World Innovators, this was an issue we ran into because we would have our podcast, the episode would go live, we would promote it, and then it sat there. Well, if someone didn't see it that day, they missed out. But you've got such great content, give it legs. Let people see it more than once. You can't think just because you've got great content and you put it on LinkedIn, everyone then is going to read it and see it at that point. You've got to put it out on multiple platforms, but you've got to put it out there consistency a few times. Don't bombard people. You must know in-house, if you look at what your strategy, what your frequency or cadence should be that is accurate for your target audience. And that's what you follow through on. Check out content where the email is, or the URL is below. But again, that would be a great platform. If you'd like me to show you how I'm using it, I am more than willing to do that. The last platform is Pod Squeeze. Now, I signed up for Pod Squeeze more because it helps me generate podcast notes. I'm a very good talker, not such a great writer. So I can write great content, but it takes me a long time. That's what I should say. And it takes me a long time, and I just don't have that time. So I signed up for Pod Squeeze to help me with that. But what Pod Squeeze also does is it can help generate podcast notes or video notes, but it also gives you timestamps. This is good, and I kind of use this with my Descript platform, is it'll give me timestamps, so then maybe I'll go back into Descript and do quick little video clips. This is how my team is now using it. So they'll do quick little video clips, because we all know people don't always listen to a 30-minute or a 40-minute interview, but they'll listen to a 1 to 2 minute video. And so this helps them go back and quickly trim it down to that important piece of material. It also can dictate quotes that was said by either speaker. And that's always fun because you can put that into a social post. Pod Squeeze also gives you samples of social posts that might be good, some text to use. And yes, there you are starting to see a little bit of an overlap, but right now it's offering too much for me on the podcast notes and the timestamp. I'm not ready to get rid of it. But this is where, you might have two AI tools that overlap, but they still are offering you a lot of value and it's worth keeping. But this is something you have to monitor. Well, there it is. Those are my top AI tool picks for right now. I have a few others, but I think we've talked long enough. Again, AI tools can be great, but they have to be used in a way where it's a baseline. You have to go in and change things up so it sounds like your brand, sounds like your unique voice. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to comment. I love comments. Please put the comments below, or you can email me to dpeterson, Peterson, @worldinnovators.com. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.